The wildest thing about streaming beef in 2025 is that half the time, it doesn't start with something serious. It starts with a number on the screen. Viewer count. Now picture this. You're on Kick, scrolling through the front page. You see Adam's name, you see John Jerka, and you see Heelmike. Titles are unhinged, chats are flying, and everyone's chasing that one thing that matters most on a new platform. Who's really pulling the views? That's where the tension starts. Heelmike has always leaned into chaos. Big reactions, loud energy, turning every minor moment into a clip. On a site like Kick, where shock value sells, that style fits perfectly. But it also puts a target on your back, especially when you start creeping into the same view range as guys like Aiden. It starts small, a joke on stream about someone's numbers, a sarcastic tweet, a clip where Heelmike says something like, "Bro, if I had those deals, I'd be pulling triple." It's half trolling, half real frustration. The kind you only get when everyone's technically friends, but also competing for the same sponsors, the same front page placement, the same bag. Then someone clips it, posts it to X. Heelmike takes shots at Adam Ross. Heelmike exposes Kick viewer fraud. Suddenly, it's not just a throwaway joke, it's content. Other streamers see it, chat starts spamming it, and now people are going live with titles like, "Reacting to what Heelmike said about me." And this is where John Jerka comes in. Jerka's entire brand is being unfiltered. He's not the type to let a jab slide. So when he feels like Heelmike is clout chasing, using their names for attention, piggybacking off their numbers, he says it straight, on stream, in front of thousands. The kind of call-out that doesn't need editing to hit hard. Heelmike, of course, leans into it. He reacts to the reactions, doubles down on some jokes, backpedals on others, throws in his own accusations about who's really inflating numbers, who's really getting sweetheart deals from the platform, who's actually carrying Kick on their back versus who just gets handed stuff. At this point, Twitter and X is a battlefield. You've got clips from Aiden's stream, clips from Zerka, clips from Heelmike. Everyone's subtweeting everyone. Fans are picking sides, spamming L's and W's, turning normal business competition into a full-on civil war. And every time one of them replies, quote tweets, or even likes something, it becomes another screenshot, another "look what he said," another wave of drama. But here's the thing, underneath all the yelling, nothing actually changes. Nobody gets banned, nobody loses their deal, nobody vanishes from the homepage. The outcome, every time, is the same. A few days of trending topics, a spike in viewership, some new memes, and another layer added to Heelmike's reputation. The guy who isn't afraid to poke the bear, the guy who will say the quiet part out loud about numbers and sponsorships. But also, the guy everyone starts labeling as drama bait. Because once you're in that lane, every move looks suspicious. If he talks about Auden, clout chasing. If he reacts to Zerka, clout chasing. If he even mentions Kick deals, oh, he wants another feud. And that's why these spats matter, even if they're just Twitter fights. On a platform built around attention, beef is a currency. For Heelmike, feuding with bigger names kept his name in the cycle, but it also locked in a perception that he thrives on conflict more than anything else. In the streaming world, you can grow off drama. The real question is whether you can ever fully escape the label once it sticks. But sometimes, the accusations go deeper than just drama farming. They hit the question of whether someone is being honest about where money actually goes. There's one kind of accusation that hits different on the internet. It's not "you're annoying." It's not "you fell off." It's "did you lie about charity?" That's the cloud that rolled over Heelmike in late 2022. The setup looks wholesome from the outside. He goes live with a big title, something like "Charity Stream, Let's Raise 10K," or "Every dono goes to charity." Hype music, energy cranked to 100, chat spamming hearts, and W's. It's the kind of stream where you feel good just being there. People donate, goals are set, sub trains roll, gifted subs go crazy. He reads names, shouts people out, throws in some challenges, maybe does some dumb stuff when milestones are hit. Classic modern charity stream energy. But then, after the hype fades and the stream ends, a different kind of conversation starts. On Reddit, in DMs, in tiny corners of Twitter, viewers start asking questions. Wait, how much actually went to charity? Was it every dono or just some? Did he say the total or did I miss it? No one has a smoking gun. There's no clip of him saying, I donated $50K and then getting exposed with receipts showing $5,000. But people start feeling like the story he told on stream might have sounded bigger than what actually happened. Words like clickbait show up. Not scammer, not thief. Just this idea that maybe the charity angle was framed in the most flattering, hype-generating way possible, and not explained super clearly afterward. Maybe totals were mentioned loosely. Maybe people heard what they wanted to hear. Maybe expectations grew in viewers' heads faster than he realized. Screenshots of old stream titles and VOD descriptions float around. Threads break down what he said versus what was shown. People who already don't like him jump on it fast. Of course, he used charity for views. He's always been a drama farmer. Why would this be different? But there's still a problem for the accusers. No proof of actual theft. No one can show money that vanished. No charity has come out saying, we never got this donation. It's all suspicion, vibes, and a lack of detailed follow-up. Eventually, Heelmike addresses it. On stream and on socials, he pushes back. All charity receipts are filed. Nothing shady here. He posts brief proof, screenshots, confirmations, whatever he's comfortable sharing without doxing himself and his finances. Not a full accountant-level breakdown, but enough for his fans to point at and go, see, case closed. For his supporters, that's it. He said it. He showed something, move on. For people already skeptical of him though, it doesn't completely fix the feeling. They're not necessarily saying he stole. They're saying they don't trust the way he sells things, whether it's drama, view counts, or now, charity streams. And that's the real impact of this whole mini controversy. It didn't end his career, it didn't get him banned, sponsors didn't vanish overnight, but it added another brick to a wall that's been building around his reputation. Either you trust this guy, or you really, really don't. Because once your name gets tied to maybe he stretched the truth about charity, even without hard evidence, every big emotional stream after that comes with a question. Is this genuine? Or is this just another thumbnail? But beyond the drama and charity stream questions, there's something deeper that critics point to, the nature of his personality itself. There's a moment every streamer hits when the line between "it's just a joke" and "okay, but what are you actually promoting" starts getting blurry. For Heelmike, that moment hit hard between 2023 and 2025. Picture his kick streams. The energy is chaotic, loud, unpredictable. He's cracking jokes, flexing confidence, acting like the king of whatever room he's in. It's part comedy, part ego, part exaggerated swagger. For his fans, it's entertainment. For his haters, it's fuel. And in the middle of that, a new label starts getting attached to him. Toxic masculinity. At first, it's just comments. A Reddit thread here, a YouTube video there, people saying he's leaning too hard into the whole alpha male streamer persona, that he's mirroring the edgier side of kick culture, the side built on hot takes, shouting matches, and over-the-top bravado. Then the criticism gets sharper. Commentators say he's normalizing aggressive behavior. Others say he's playing into harmful stereotypes. Some claim he's encouraging young viewers to copy an exaggerated macho persona that isn't healthy. And of course, the internet does what it always does. It takes a few clips, removes the context, compiles the louder moments, and starts passing them around. Now this becomes a conversation. People ask, Is this comedy or a character gone too far? Is he joking or is this who he really is? Where's the line between satire and influence? The tension gets stronger because Heelmike sits at the center of a bigger cultural debate, not just about him, but about IRL streaming as a whole. Kick had exploded with bold, high-energy streamers who push the boundaries of humor and shock value. And to a lot of outsiders, Heelmike fit perfectly into that ecosystem. Then comes the moment that turns the chatter into a full-blown mini controversy. He finally responds. No deep apology, no reflective monologue. He says, live on stream. It's just comedy. If you take it serious, that's on you. And instantly, the internet splits. Half the audience cheers. He's unapologetic, he's standing his ground, he's not letting commentary channels dictate how he acts. The other half goes, wait, so you don't take any responsibility for the influence you have? Because the bigger question isn't whether Heelmike actually believes the alpha male stuff. It's whether he benefits from people thinking he does. In a world where clips are currency, the loudest, most extreme moments become what defines you. Whether you like it or not, the backlash keeps simmering. You've got TikToks dissecting his tone, YouTube essays calling him a symbol of kick culture gone too far, Reddit debates about whether his persona is parody or genuine. But here's the interesting part. None of it ever reached cancellation levels. No platform action, no sponsor exodus. It wasn't career ending, just reputation shaping. And that's why this controversy matters. Because it wasn't about one scandal. It was about how Heelmike's personality reads in public. Is he an entertainer playing a character? Or is he promoting an attitude people find harmful? He says it's all jokes. Some viewers believe him, some don't. Either way, it carved another line in the sand of who Heelmike is to the internet. A streamer you either vibe with completely or look at and think, yeah, this is exactly what's wrong with Kick. And once a persona becomes polarizing, even unintentionally, there's no going back. So, what do these three controversies tell us about Heelmike? That streaming on a platform like Kick means living in the constant attention economy, where beef is content, where charity needs clear explanations to avoid suspicion, and where your personality becomes a character that defines you whether you intend it to or not. Heelmike never got permanently banned. He never faced legal consequences. He never lost his career over any single moment, but he did become something many creators fear. Polarizing, half his audience loves the chaos. The other half sees red flags. His journey shows us that in the IRL streaming world, there's no neutral. You're either entertaining people or you're representing something they fundamentally disagree with. And once that line is drawn, every action you take gets filtered through that lens. Heelmike's continued success on Kick proves that he found his audience, but his ongoing controversies prove that he also became exactly the kind of streamer people either defend passionately or criticize just as hard. And that's it for today's video. What do you think about Heelmike's journey? Is he a misunderstood entertainer? Or do you think the criticism about his influence is fair? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love hearing different takes. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who'd find it interesting too. It really helps the channel grow, and it keeps me motivated to bring you even more wild stories like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.